All right, welcome to Youth Assembly this Tuesday, the 13th day of April 2021. And Ramadan Kareem to all of our Muslim brothers who started Ramadan today. We wish you well and hope that the journey will be smooth for you all. Well, in Youth Assembly today, we are looking at the continuous voters registration. How prepared are Nigerian youths to register to vote in 2023? It's just around the corner. In a matter of 2 years, less than 2 years, we will be voting. So, ahead of the 2023 elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission has announced that the much awaited continuous voter registration would hold on June 8th, 2021. Now, for many political analysts, the recent announcement on the commencement of the voter registration by INEC is an opportunity for Nigerians, especially youths, to register to vote if they haven't. And we have also seen that youths are clamoring for, okay, open the voter registration, let us register so that we can get our voters card and be able to vote in 2023. Now, are youths truly ready in Nigeria to register to vote in 2023? That is one question we want to ask today. And yes, I am not alone, and I am with Comrade Manzo Bulus Thomas, who is Yes, welcome, comrade, who is the vice chairman of National Youth Council of Nigeria, FCT chapter. Welcome,
Thank you very
comrade.
much.
And we
Thank you
also
very much.
have, yes, thank you. And we also have joining us a political analyst, Andrew Abu. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Nigerians, especially youths who have not yet registered to vote but have been complaining about bad governance, are finally ready to take action in the voting exercise that is to commence June 28, 2021. Are Nigerian youths ready to register in the exercise come June 8th? We want to answer the question. So I'll ask you, Mr. Andrew, during the NSAS protest, we saw a lot of Nigerians clamoring on social media why that they need to get INEC open up the registration portal for them to get their voters card. Now the time has come. Next month or in 2 months, June, they will be having that opportunity. Do you see the attitude played out in voter registration process this time around, or do you think that the time would be this time it will be different?
Uh, Thank you for having me once again. You see, the problem we have with young people in this country is I think you have more people participating in discourse of governance and politics on social media. You have that happen a lot, and a lot of young men and women are not interested in the physical participation of, what governance should be about and the processes that happen. So I'm saying this because currently I'm a member of the APC, and currently the APC as a party is doing revalidation and new fresh registration exercise. And I can tell you that the participation or the involvement of young men and women is very, very abysmal. And you can tell that generally a lot of young people are not so interested in that process. Do you understand? Because you see, I always tell young people this. The process of electing a leader starts from the political party. So if you even have a voter registration card, it does not determine the candidate you want. Do you understand? So you have to be a part of the process that brings about the candidate that is eventually going to run for the office you'll be able to vote for. Do you understand? So in that regard, a lot of young people have already failed. Do you understand? Because as I'm talking to you, the amount of people that you will expect, considering the fact that the voter population of this country is 60% or 65% young people. Unfortunately, those numbers are not anything to reckon with because You don't have young men and women participating the way they should when it comes to politics
What do
and governance in this country.
what do you think
So
is
now,
responsible for that mindset? You know, the I don't care attitude,
yeah,
and even
yeah.
for yes, amongst the youths.
So basically, a lot of people have a lot of young people have come to that conclusion that this whole system cannot work. Do you understand? Because you still have people that believe that there is no free and fair election in this country. Do you understand? But you see, for some of us, we believe that look, it's a work in progress. Do you understand? And we'll keep trying our best to see how these processes can get better by the year. Do you understand? So
Mm.
now you have a lot of people that even have a lot of young people have voter registration card as it stands, but what they use it as a means of identification. How many young people really go out to vote on the day of voting? Do you understand? So we need to start that reorientation and that change of mindset. Do you understand? And I'm not saying that it is just the work of the political party. People really need to engage young people, civil society organizations, NGOs, political parties, schools, and all the institutions that can be responsible for the mindset and the reorientation of mindset of what the average young Nigerian is thinking as it stands today. Because look, except we're lying to ourselves or except we're deceiving ourselves, a lot of people don't believe in this process. Unfortunately, believe it or not, the process is going to run,
Yeah. And so, how do we get
keep
young people
running the
to
way
take
the
them
people you
across
see as
the process? Okay. At this point, let me bring in comrade. Comrade, what is your thoughts on this issue? Why do you think there's voter apathy amongst some youths? Why are they not registering?
Well, let me first of all thank you for inviting me once again on the
You're
Youth
welcome.
Assembly. Yeah, I want to, but I will disagree with my friend a little bit.
Okay.
Mr. Andrew, he said that people do not believe in the system as such. They don't participate in the political process. But I want to say, unlike before, there's a paradigm shift now. If you ask me, from the past, yeah, people
Mm.
are more conscious, political conscious now because of the present happenings in the country. You know, the rate of unemployment is alarming. There is insecurity here and then as such, people have now changed. More especially youth have now changed from what they used to be at that time. They are now thinking that there's need for them to be involved in the political process. As such, um, they have been much more conscious, if you ask me. I think. Let me stop here for now.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Abu, take it from
do you
here.
want me to
He
react?
doesn't agree.
Okay, so you see,
So with the present
I
situation
understand.
in the country, yes, with the present situation in the country, the unemployment rate, insecurity, he's saying that is enough factor to push youths to register come June 8th. What do you think?
I I agree. Unfortunately, we have had these situations going on for decades. Do you understand? And you see, look, these things don't determine the mindset people have. Do you understand? Look, we have been in this year in year out for all electioneering processes and phases. You get after every 4 years. You understand? So we understand how these things work. And you see, there is a fact a lot of people are failing to understand. Now, you and I can advocate for people to come out in mass to register and vote. But the truth still remains that our vote can only count for the people, the parties, the respective political parties present for us to vote for. Do you understand? So until we are able to determine who is a flag bearer of a party, we will just be putting the cart before the horse. Do you understand? So I'm saying that every young man and woman in this country must find a way to be involved in the political process that trumps up people that runs for offices. Okay, so what is now is, if you are not a political party, a member of a political party, you cannot decide who becomes the flag bearer of that political party. So no matter how much numbers we have as young people that are registered to vote, you can only vote for the people that are available for you to vote or to vote for. Okay, so we need to create that awareness of young people understanding that, look, it goes beyond just registering to vote. You have to be able to participate in choosing or selecting the candidate that you are eventually going to vote for. Because as it is, if three political parties, let me just wrap up with this conclusion.
Okay.
If three political parties present candidates that the young people are not interested in, what is going to happen is, on the day of election, everybody's going to sit back in their houses. So your card is going to be useless to you. Do you understand?
But we need to get them
no matter how much,
and then we'll talk about getting the right people on board. Yes, your thoughts are valid, but getting them to register is also important at this time. Or some people will say it's important. All right, but let's okay. Let me ask Comrade Manzo now. So there have been lapses in time past identified in the voter registration process, which often have led to people question the credibility of the registration, the voters register itself. Now, what should INEC do differently now that they've announced June 28th as the commencement of the registration to get a voter's card? What should they do differently, Comrade?
I think they should be more careful in collecting data of people this time around, and then data of people who are willing to register. And also,
how do you mean? How do you mean?
I mean, your question was sometimes there are lapses in the process of registration, isn't it? If I get you right. No, okay.
Yes.
Is that what?
Yes. Go ahead.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
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 So I don't know. I don't know exactly what lapses you are talking about, but let me assume that in terms of the data that is being collected, maybe inaccurate data or of the maybe inaccurate. Okay, so I will advise that INEC should be more careful in collecting data, as in like knowing in terms of spreading, like the right data should be collected. They should be more careful in doing that, and more importantly, they should move closer to the people. You understand? They should move closer to the people. They should go to each and every polling unit. The idea of merging two polling units together in terms of registration should not even come in at all, because this will make the work too cumbersome for them, and with that, they won't be able to get the right data. So I advise that they should move to each and every polling unit to get close to the people so that I can get the right data.
All right. What do you think, Mr. Andrew? What should INEC do differently to conduct a smooth and credible voter registration?
Yeah, so I think INEC should do more voter education. They should have town hall meetings and do a lot of they should come out with a lot of jingles to be aired on all media platforms. Okay, and people need to be told, and this will be done and succeed through the collaboration of all the major political parties. Okay, now people need to understand the importance of being a voter or being voted for. Okay, so there's a whole lot that needs to be done, and it can be done from getting everybody. So the good thing is we have institutions that can trickle down the message to the grassroots. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand? So you can involve religious leaders, traditional rulers, and what have you. Do you understand? So there are people that cascade this information down to the people at the grassroots. Okay, so a lot can be done, and I'm hoping that INEC is going to actually do so many things. I'm not in doubt about the administration of the INEC, and I know that they are going to reach out to people, and people are going to, because they're already even going to start. The good thing about it is they're going to start the fresh registration for voters. I think next month or in 2 months' time. Okay,
June
so
28th.
what that means is that okay, so what that means is that they are going to be prepared, you know, more prepared going into 2023. Okay, so because you have a whole lot of people that are still yet to be registered, that are even over 35, that are over 30, and even
Mm.
35 and 40. Do you understand? So we need to make people understand the importance of having your voter card and coming out on that day to vote. Because it is
Yeah.
one thing to have your card, it is another thing to come out to vote. Because,
Now
like
you
I
mentioned
said, and I
about
still stand by it.
organizations playing a huge part in convincing youths, especially, to go register when the time comes. Now, what do you think youth leaders and organizations? In fact, Comrade is the vice chairman, yeah, of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, FCT chapter. Now, what would you be doing? I'll put it out to you like that. So, what would you do to mobilize youth leaders to actively participate in the electoral process come June 28th,
Okay.
comrade?
That is a very good question. Currently, let me tell you, I'm a member. I'm the secretary of a group of people with voters card. There is an NGO that is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission of in Nigeria. So what we do is simply to go down to the people. We do campaign about the need for you to have a voter card. You understand? And why you must also come out to vote in terms during elections. So we've been doing this for the past 4 years. We just registered the association this year, and I'm
Mm.
grateful that we are progressing. So we are not relenting. So I will encourage political party too to key into this, and then to, because they are major stakeholders in elections. So at least they should be and political parties are more viable than our group. So I'll advise them to key into such um publicity too, to go about telling voters they need to register and vote during election. By this, I think we'll have a better turnout during election. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Comrade. So there is a call for online registration also. I mean, everybody, every youth, if I am correct at this point, but most youths use their mobile phones to do all sorts of transaction. The COVID-19 registration to take the vaccine was online and still online. There's so many things that you can do online. Now, with this call to introduce online voters registration ahead of the 2023 election, while capturing the fingerprints and the capturing will still be done at the registration centers. Do you think this method will work and help lessen the time people spend at registration centers?
Yes, yes, it's a very, very good one. I think I must commend the initiative. I must commend the initiative because by decentralizing the registration process, this will make it more easier for people. Young people now, they spend their time with their mobile phones on the internet. So if anything you are placing on the net for them, it makes it easier for them to do. So if you decentralize it and make it online, I think it's a very, very wonderful idea, and I think it will go a long way in solving the issue of spending time at the registration center.
Okay, Mr. Abu, what do you think about this new method? You register online, but you go for capturing and fingerprint at the registration centers. Mr. Andrew.
Yeah, so that's fine. You
Okay.
see, anything that reduces, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so that's fine. Anything that reduces manpower, I think it should be encouraged. Okay.
Okay.
So over the years, I think because we've always had data issue in this country, it is usually a very huge problems when it comes to data collation and what have you. Now, let's see how that works. I mean, it's going to be test run for the first time now. So let's see how successful it's going to get because I in the middle of how we would want things to be online, we cannot run away from the fact that we still have a lot of internet issues. This program was supposed 10 o'clock. We had issues with internet. It started just a few minutes ago. Do you understand? So yeah, so while we encourage online things, we still have that problems, that is centered around our telecommunications.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is why it's part of the reason why the electronic voting system that the government and the people have been agitating for has been a problem. You understand? Because as we speak, you cannot have a call if you leave town and you are going to the airport. You cannot have a straight call without having 2 or 3 breaks in between. You understand? So we still have problems with our network system in this country. It's still not uhuru yet. So in doing that, I'm hoping that there is also going to be a backup plans because we've had situations where portals are open for registration online for things, and people have situation where they'll tell you it's not opening. So we still have those kind of problems prevalent in our society. Do you understand? So we must find a way to have backup plans for anything we do because like it or not, I think we're still better off doing manual system of registration where people physically, because at the end of the day, you register online, you will still physically go and do capturing. Do you understand? So all they need to do is to maybe just cut down the time spent on an individual. Do you understand? So I am believing that they have a backup plan for all that. Do you get?
But in your own
And I'm
opinion, what kind of
100% in support of online
okay.
registration.
Yeah,
At
but
least let's test run it and see how far it goes.
yeah, test running is good. But in your opinion, if you were to offer advice to them at this point, apart from having backup plans, or what kind of backup plans do you think they should have in case all of this yeah, internet issues crop up during registration? Did you hear me?
The network is bad. I could hardly
Comrade,
hear
did
the
you hear
question.
me?
Yes, I did. I think
Okay, you can. Mhm. Go
yeah,
ahead.
okay. I think they should have a very very functional server. I mean a portal for that for the registration is a very very vital to the registration process, and they should put other methods in place to check arise during the registration. Hello, are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the things that they should consider carefully, and I know INEC has the capacity to do that because at this stage, this is 21st century, and I think uh, it is not too much for. We've done it in JAM, we've done it in other areas of uh, online registration. So I don't think it will be a major challenge for INEC to handle. So it's something that is very, very possible. So and I believe that they can do it.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is Youth Assembly, and we are looking at continuous voters registration. How prepared are Nigerian youths to register to vote in 2023? Well, the date has been announced by INEC for the commencement of the registration, which is June 28th, roughly 2 months' time. 2 months' time. Are you ready to go register and get your voters card for 2023? So tell us at the comment section if you have any a question for us. We will answer, or any contribution to this program, we will take it. from here. But before we go, Mr. Abu, what do you have to say, even as we've said all of these things, about a Nigerian youth is still saying, well, I don't care. I do not care about the elections, or why should I even care? So what would you say to such a person with that kind of mindset as we wrap up?
What I'm going to say simply is you don't care. The policies affects you. The decisions affects you. It could be positive. It could be negative. So you must take part to take charge, and you must participate for good governance to happen the way you want it.
Interesting, powerful words. You must take part to take charge. I like that. Okay, and for you, comrade, what would you say to such a youth?
Like my friend has said, I want Nigerians to know that the price of every commodity is determined by politics. So
Mm,
as such, they should be more conscious. Your rent, the price of rice, the price of motor vehicles, and
the price of
your
egg.
tax.
Let's bring it down to egg.
Everything. So it's determined by politics. So I want to advise Nigerian youth now to be more proactive. We shouldn't be reactionary. That is, when politicians get there, we begin to criticize them, castigate them, call them all sorts of names. We should be more proactive this time around, and then get involved in the political process. This will do us good. Thank you.
I like that. I like that you use food. Maybe you should add drinks to it also to illustrate things that youths love, and even sports, football. Maybe the politics of football also will be affected if they don't register. All right, thank
Of
you.
course.
Yes, thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming to do this with me on Youth Assembly. Comrade Bulus, Thomas Manzo Bulus, that's the full name, Comrade Manzo Thomas
Yeah.
Bulus. He is the Vice Chairman, National Youth Council of Nigeria, FCT chapter. And of course, a friend of the house, Andrew Abu, who is a political analyst. Thank you for taking our time to do this for Nigerian youths. We hope you have the best of
My
today.
pleasure.
All right, and to
My
all of
pleasure.
you who have listened to us and shared this video, thank you for your time. And if you have been listening to us via our MixLR at Click Naija and on our website www.clicknaija.net, thank you for choosing to do this with Click Naija. We'll be back on Monday for another interesting edition for Youth Assembly. But continue to listen to us over the course of the week because we have great programs lined up for you. My name is Sylvia Ishebe. Take good care of yourself, and the show was produced by Ihoma Ukeje. Bye for now. Bye.